the thing, if you continue treating employer branding like it was a recruitment campaign, you will miss out on so many added value proper employer branding will deliver. Like an audience who's willing and ready for your messages when you have something valuable to say. Like competitive advantage only strong brands can deliver. Like support to all the roles you hire for, not just the one you're actively hiring for right now. And not just pulling power on the external talent market, but also keeping power internally. Welcome back to the Building a Modern Employer Brand podcast with me, Susanna Rantanen. I took a little break podcasting, but now I'm back with fresh new episodes. And if you are new to this podcast, you need to know this podcast is for those who want to learn how to build a modern employer brand and master modern talent marketing in a world where your talent's attention is just no longer a default. So in this week's episode of the Building a Modern Employer Brand podcast, we are talking about why you need to stop treating employer branding as a recruitment campaign. These are two very different types of talent marketing or HR marketing, same thing, different term. And both are equally important, but they serve very different purposes. Now, I follow actively employer branding talk on socials, and most people who generally believe that they are talking about employer branding are in fact talking about recruitment campaigns and promotions. And it's really important for you to know that recruitment campaign might actually be the most optimal strategy for your business or for your situation. So it is not wrong at all to opt for recruitment campaigns. But if you don't understand the difference between employer brand marketing and recruitment marketing, you are missing out on a huge opportunity to help solve your talent-related struggles with marketing and communications. In fact, you might be limiting your repertoire, and you might be even using wrong tactics and end up limiting your chances of success. And I know that you don't want that. Nobody wants that. So why you need to stop treating employer branding as a recruitment campaign? Well, this is very simple. Recruitment campaigns have a different audience, different tactics, different messages than employer branding. And when you confuse these two very different types of talent marketing, it's like using the wrong flour in your cake. It falls flat, it doesn't deliver. And when you do understand the differences of these two types of talent marketing, and especially when you understand when and how to apply each of them, you will significantly increase your chances in solving your talent marketing's challenges and struggles and winning your competition. Now, you are listening to my podcast because you want to excel in your chosen talent marketing path and in your career, don't you? And your mind is ready to accept there is a difference. Of course, all you want is to start learning what are those differences and how to develop those required skills and the understanding and how to to learn how to practice modern talent marketing successfully. So let's talk about the key differences between recruitment marketing and employer brand marketing. I think this is really important to really set your mind to understanding the differences and also to understand that these are two different strategies. Neither one is somehow more important or somehow better than the other one, unless you are using a wrong strategy in your given situation. So what I want you to think about is like you had an HR marketing, talent marketing toolbox. And these are two different tools. And as a talent marketing professional, you then sometimes use the other tool and sometimes you use the other tool depending on what is the best fitting tool in that situation. And that's what makes you a professional. You're not using a like a one fits all tool, which doesn't really fit anything. But you know what your toolbox has. You can grow the contents in your toolbox. You can add more tools in there, and the professional in you knows what tool to recommend and suggest and use in different given situations. Okay, so recruitment campaigns are like promotional sales campaigns. Like when you Google something, you go Google for shoes or a bag or whatever, and then you notice that you're starting to get adverts for those objects or those products. Those are promotional sales campaigns. So recruitment campaigns, you need to think about recruitment campaigns like that. When a person is actively in their mind set for changing jobs and they start to Google about, that topic, opportunities, companies, people working in those roles, or how to build a career in a chosen lane of work. So that's similar to Googling, products or holidays or whatever. So you are likely to notice sales campaigns, these kind of promotional recruitment campaigns, which you need to see as sales campaigns. That's actually easier than branding. Brand marketing is there all the time, and sales campaigns, promotional recruitment campaigns, they are easier to pick up on because they are very much promoting whatever is in the offer, whether it's the job or actually a product or of some sort. But brand marketing kind of gets hidden, and you may not consciously notice how your mind becomes attracted to specific brands, or how brand marketing influences your thinking, your beliefs, and eventually also your behavior. It's like a slower process than here's the vacancy, apply for it now, the recruitment starts then, whatever. So sales campaigns are very straightforward because they are much less subtle than branding and literally put out there in front of your face in bold capital letters. We have something you need, you want, you can get it here if you act fast because there is not enough for everyone. And as a consumer, you are targeted with these sales campaigns all the time, because obviously companies are selling something all the time. And you are targeted to these campaigns online and offline. You walk into a supermarket, there's a sales promotion as soon as you step in, another on the way, and quite surely one before the cash tills. You get ads on your mailbox, digital, physical. You see adverts on socials all the time. Get it now, buy this 50% off, act now. Those are all promotional campaigns asking for your money right now. And that is how recruitment marketing needs to be as well, simply because those tactics work. So if you work in recruitment marketing, you really should study sales campaigns and how to write sales copy. That should be your passion. I have 3 clear characteristics of a successful recruitment campaign. And first of all, there is an offer you want the audience to act on now. This is really important. This is the primary thing. You need to think of it that you have an offer and you want your audience to act on it now. And the offer, of course, is the job itself, the opportunity that is available for applicants right now and will be filled as soon as possible. So the offer doesn't stand out forever. Act now if you want this job. Brand campaigns never have an offer, never call for action right now. One of the most common strategies sales campaigns use is to complement the basic offer, like the job, with an additional bonus to stand out from competing offers. If everyone is selling the same product for the same price, or promoting the same job for the same salary bracket, or in the same salary bracket for with the same benefits, how does the job seeker decide which job they will actually apply for? Because for sure, they are not going to send their resumes for every single role available. How would you choose which product to buy if multiple companies are promoting the same product for the same price at the same time. This is what happens in recruitment marketing all the time, especially with the roles where the war for talent is real. You choose what seems the most trusted option, don't you? Did you know this? You do this as well as a consumer. Each purchase decision we make comes with the risk of losing your money, giving something valuable of yours, like your time, your reputation, your sanity, well-being in exchange, and, making a wrong decision. That's why we always choose the offer that seems least risky, the offer that we trust the most. The question is then, what makes us trust something more than the other? What do you think it is? So 2 things. People we feel we can trust. People speaking on behalf of the offer. Now, influencers who before the times of social media were called opinion leaders. And then we trust brands. And of course, in our scenario, employer brands. Now, if you don't have an influencer known and trusted by the audience or a strong employer brand, your campaign, and your campaigns are known to include limited time bonuses. Now, which means get this now and you also get this other thing worth this much. If you don't have any of that, then you are probably going to lose. People are not going to apply for your job. People are not going to get your product. They're going to get from somebody else, from a competitor that they trust more, who offers less risk and more to win. Now, tactic that we don't see in recruitment campaigns is this, inclusion of limited time bonuses. You could well use this. I don't see why this would not work in recruitment marketing too. You just need to create a bonus, offer a bonus that makes sense aside the offer and is of additional real value for the relevant job seeker. Like first 5 applicants get a guaranteed interview or tickets to a relevant and exciting event or something like that. Okay, limited in length because you want to see results fast and you don't want to give the audience too much time to ponder. Too much time to ponder often results in losing your audience. They go elsewhere. Those who are ready to act, they follow those calls to act. And what you need to understand here is that the audience who's ready to act, they have a need right now. That's why they are ready to act. They are looking for a solution to that need. So if they want to apply for a new job, they're going to act right now. The need is right now. And they will act with offers that resonate to their need and seem to offer the solution in the time frame that is ideal for them. And that's simple psychology. If your campaign goes on and on and on and on and on, your audience feels like you're not in a hurry. And that might be totally averse to their situation. They might be in a hurry. They might prefer those positions that make them feel like, they get to move forward fast. So it's very important for you to understand this if you do recruitment campaigns. Your campaigns need to be limited in length, but not too short. That's also a problem these days that, a campaign is only for 7 days or something. I've seen those a lot. That's not long enough for people to act unless you have a really strong employer brand. So you have to have a limit in the length. It can't be too long, but it can't be too short either. I would say that the optimal time frame is probably 2 to 3 weeks these days. And that is also why your limited time campaign needs to state the deadline for applications. The difference with the limited time campaign and the deadline for applications is that a limited time campaign is being marketed only for a limited time, but you are not giving the audience a clear deadline for taking part. You know that there are time limitations, but your audience does not know. They have no idea. So they're not persuaded to act in your time frame. Now, the expression of a limited availability pushes the audience to act. This is also psychology, and it works the same in recruitment campaigns. If you don't put a deadline for applications, what you are communicating is no hurry, no worry, send your application first to all of our competitors' vacancies, and if those don't work for you, we'll always be here. And guess who will lose the applicants? You. So the biggest mistake in recruitment campaigns is not to put a deadline for applications. Giving a deadline makes the offer limited in availability, and there's no better way to push people to act than tell them that they're going to miss out on this wonderful opportunity unless they act now. And this is what sales copywriters use all the time. And I know why so many people mistake recruitment campaigns as employer branding. It's the content. The type of content. Yes, you can use videos, you can use social media posts, you can use career stories, different kinds of ads, articles, all kinds of content to promote a job, get more visibility for hiring and your campaign. But it's still a recruitment campaign. So think sales. So let's talk about four clear characteristics of modern employer branding. As you can hear, I'm specifically talking about modern employer branding because I want you to pay attention that this is something different than what you might have traditionally believed employer branding to be. And I also speak and teach and consult on modern employer branding due to the strategies, tactics, and the tools that I apply, and how the application of the modern magnetic employer branding method is kept fresh and up to date as marketing and consumer behavior change over time. I talk about modern employer branding. I teach modern employer branding. I consult in modern employer branding because this world is changing so fast, and modern employer branding method that I've developed is being kept fresh and up to date as marketing and consumer behavior change over time. It's not a stagnant way of doing employer branding. So what I need you to memorize in the context of modern employer branding is that it's a marathon when recruitment campaign is a sprint. So some people working in talent marketing are made for short and fast sprints, and others are made for the endurance sport of employer branding. So this means that some of us are more motivated and equipped to work in the short and fast recruitment marketing landscape, when the others of us have the endurance, the stamina required in succeeding with modern employer branding. And what I see is that too many recruitment marketers are also working with employer branding, which is not something that I'm opposed to, not at all. But I'm just saying that if you're really good with recruitment marketing, you are likely to be less good with modern employer branding. And this is a fact because they are very different types of marketing activities and strategies. They require different kind of approach. And unless you understand the difference and start to train your nervous system in this endurance sport of employer branding, you are probably going to be motivated to take actions and activities that are working better in or as a sprint. But you can train your brain for everything. I mean, I did recruitment marketing for years, for like good 10 years. And then I started to focus on this endurance sport of employer branding. And I still do recruitment marketing, but I'm not as motivated to do it as I am with employer branding. I love the marathon of building a really strong employer brand. So the purpose of employer branding is to stand out from the crowds, from your competition. Position your company as a specific and unique place to work that resonates in the right audience for years to come. And in employer branding, your offer is not a specific job. It's not a specific role or a vacancy. It is a career in your company where the management, the leaders, and other people share the same beliefs and values and are committed to work towards the same purpose and goals. And the opportunity to become part of this organization, this bigger whole, gives the talent much more than just doing something for the good 8 hours a day and getting a paycheck at the end of the month or something. So we are talking about self-confidence, belonging, trust, ability to be yourself, acceptance, skills that help you to build a better life for yourself. Not just today, but for the life after you leave that company and move forward in your life. That is the product behind the modern employer brand. Now, you need to see employer branding as a consistent process in planting the seeds for your target audiences that you need to harvest one day. And that harvesting is then your recruitment campaign. Let's look at some points. Number one, employer branding is the long game. What does it mean? Now, I've forever described employer branding as a marathon opposed to recruitment campaigns. And long game needs a plan. It needs commitment to that plan and the consistency to deliver that plan. And results will follow when you actually stick to the plan. Because of the nature of employer branding, people and company cultures where the preference is on delivering fast results, they tend not to succeed with employer branding. Unless, of course, they hire people or consultants who do different kind of marketing, what they're used to in their culture. And this is simply because success in employer branding requires different strategy, different marketing mentality, different skills. And the same goes the other way. People who are very good with the long game may not excel in the fast promotional game of recruitment marketing, creating that kind of sales-driven copy that recruitment marketing requires at acting fast. They often have serious problems choosing the right tactics and writing the kind of copy successful employer branding requires. Number two, the value of employer branding, that goes way beyond getting applications. Companies who use employer branding only for getting applications are actually wasting their time and money. In fact, using that time and money specifically on a great recruitment campaign is likely to deliver more value than using the time and money for employer branding. A strong employer branding contributes to the value of the business and adds competitive advantage for that business on the market. And this is especially applicable with businesses that sell, especially services and operate on the B2B market. Customers place value in knowing the service provider is likely to have the most competent talents delivering that value for them. That's a really big value and benefit of modern employer branding. Now, modern employer branding has 3 specific goals when recruitment marketing has 1, helping to get applications. The key goals for employer branding are growing employer awareness and building your organic audience, building employer brand affinity, and returning specific value back to the business as a result of this consistent employer branding. And because brand value builds an audience who are willing to give you their attention when you have something to say, given that something adds value to your audience. Now, what is employer brand value? That is why you need the strategy, because in the strategy, you actually define very specifically what your business expects to get back from the employer branding commitment and investment. So employer brand value is strategically defined goals and objectives, which are measurable. But that's something why you need the strategy. And number 4, employer branding is never a campaign. It needs to be a continuous process. So there is no offer to act on now, no deadlines to give your audience. You don't need to have a vacancy or vacancies to do employer branding. In fact, Employer branding is not even connected to a need to hire right now. And I have to say that it drives me crazy when clients contact me and tell me that they need help with an employer brand campaign. This is a fact. Too many people working in the employer branding landscape continue to get it wrong. You should always market even when you are not selling, because humans make their choice about what to get and from whom before they make the purchase, before they actually are driven to make the purchase. So people plan in advance, and employer branding is for that planning phase, so that when one day they are ready to make a decision, then you are the first option in their mind. Now, we all do that. We all make our choices about and decisions about what we're going to get and from whom we're going to get it way before we make the purchase decision. This is normal human behavior, and seen especially with anything more expensive or valuable with more risks. We take our time to limit our choices and reduce the risks of making a wrong decision. We ask around, we seek for references, for testimonials, comparative studies, and data. We simply dream about what our life might look like once we've made such a valuable buying decision. And you should not kid yourself thinking choosing a place to work and making a life-altering career decision, because that's exactly what a career decision is not a high-value decision-making process. The more senior your ideal candidate is, the more thinking and more selection goes into making career decisions. Even when you have been without a job for a longer time, you still want to make a good decision and not end up without a job again soon. And this is especially valid when you are in the war for talent, where there is a shortage of talents you need to hire. These talents are likely to be passive job seekers and not even reach with recruitment campaigns. If they are active on the job market, they're oftentimes headhunted and never really need to pay attention to your recruitment campaigns and messages. What do you think about this? What are your thoughts about why you need to stop treating employer branding as a recruitment campaign? Let me know. And if you fancy learning more about modern employer branding, you need to go to my blog at modernemployerbrand.com. There's lots of content and also obviously, the previous episodes in this podcast. So that's all for this week. My name is Susanna Rantanen, and I teach you all you need to know about mastering modern employer branding at Telemarketing School. So if you want to become my student, but study online at your own pace and when it's most convenient for you, go to talentmarketingschool.com. talentmarketingschool.com. Okie dokie, come back next week. Moi moi!